The facilitator's mandate comes to an end in August, and a full report will be tabled at the regional SADC in August this year. Moseneke says Lesotho needs to establish a platform that will deal with sources of the past conflict in order to attain true justice and lasting peace.
Let's face it, Lesotho is a post-conflict society from 1965 and they must decide how much they want to unpack their past and how much do they want to deal with. So it's not just about now, the now. It's a process of healing that should come back from some distance up to now.
Is this something supported by the victims? Yes, you.
No, I don't know. I gave them documentation today, and they must go and consider their position. I expect some to say no, and others to say maybe yes.
We need to agree and dialogue first about the concept. And then based on that, we'll now gradually find key steps to follow. For example, we need to come up with an act of parliament that now will guide the issue of transitional justice. And on the basis of that, we will be able to identify, to say, what are the interests of the victims, what are the interests of human rights activists and so on, and then we'll come up with a better model in terms of how do we move forward. And other people will talk about the issues of compensation, other people will talk about the issue of access to justice. Are we now together so that we see that the traditional way of justice as we have in the courts of law, how is it now compensated with this other platform that is going to be created?
It is not about saving politicians or otherwise. It is about trying to build a future for this country through a process whereby everybody will be able to say, well, this is the right way of doing things. I think that's what is important today. We don't know what will be the end result, but at least this is a proposal which we will have to look at and see how best it will fit into Lesotho's process.
But to some, looking at the volume of tasks to be met by August deadline, the reform's pace is worrisome.
There's a publicity deficit where we're hearing and seeing absolutely zero. So in other words, if we're having a timetable that they have put for themselves for October, and we're not seeing anything at the end of March, some of us may have trepidation as to exactly what is going to happen between April and October, because that timeline is too short. They need to get into a Ferrari, get off the tractor, get into a Ferrari, or get into a super jet something, but obviously guided by the rules of the game.
The President of South Africa, Cyril Ramaphosa, as the appointed facilitator to Lesotho, will table the final report on Lesotho in the upcoming SADC meeting in August. The National Reforms Authority is tasked with the mandate of translating into law the 7 key thematic areas of the reforms process. Rapelang Khatebe, SABC News, Masego, Lesotho.